What's up, guys? So by now I've already done my agents surviving in the meta, and now I'm gonna do my six samurais surviving in the meta. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it. If you don't want to see it, just watch the beginning and I'll explain how this works. So I don't want to have to explain that again. Just know these are the most threats, these are the these are okay, and then these are the least. Alright. Heroes. The one reason that heroes are a challenge is one, they have huge attackers, and two, rivalry of the warlords doesn't hurt them. Excuse me, I'm sneezing today. So that means that unlike with decks such as Evil Swarm Kirkian, Wind-Ups, Gravekeepers, they're not going to be affected by it. And now, a lot of other decks aren't affected by it either. But those decks are not affected by Gozen either, so you win some, you lose some. But the main problem with this deck is not only is it not affected by it, it's also very strong. They also have really big monsters that are hard for you to get rid of. Number two, Dino Rabbit. Alright, Dino Rabbit's getting less of a threat. So macro, it kind of hurts this, especially when you're running a Nishi, such as I am. So that can hurt a little bit, but that's not the main concern. The main concern is Evalzar Dolka. The good thing about Evalzar Dolka is that it's going out of play in for Lagia. So some people aren't even running two Dolka. So that means I can just Soul Taker your Dolka, and you're out of Dolkas, and then my six Samurai, and then you have literally almost nothing to get rid of my six Samurais. Because unless you get rid of my probably one normal summon a turn, and then because Lagia can't negate all of my inherent summons, and I'm not going to bait out its effect with a spell card such as Gateway, Lagia isn't going to be doing much. So, but Dolka hurts. Dolka hurts a lot. Alright, Gyujis. Gyujis were originally a huge threat to this deck, considering the most popular thing was Gyurgia Machina, not Gyurgia Machina, Gyurgia Karakuri, which will spam and OTK this deck like crazy. That's what this deck does as well. So, unfortunately, things like Gyurgia Armor, you have to attack over it, and that kind of hurts because, you know, it's kind of painful, due to the fact that due to the fact that you can't really run over this too easily with cards. I'll just show you some six samurais. I mean, these can't really get over it too easily. So that's why I run this guy, Iru. Iru is one of the original six samurai, therefore he's mainly forgot about. There's literally one, which is actually ran to this day, which is Zanji. So Zanji is out of the picture, but this can completely destroy them, as you won't get your Gyurgia searches, and defense OTK and things like that can't stand up to this. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear represents Fire Fists. Fire Fists are a great deck, but luckily Six Samurais have the answer. Six Samurais have Six Samurai Common. This is another one. This was originally side decked by some players versus Wind-Ups. Now it can be side decked versus these, because you can target one of a card that, you know, increases your attack 300, 700, whatever it does, and that'll go to the grave and you will lose your attack bonus. Whereas common probably cannot get over you, other cards can. So that's a good thing. Plus, like I said in my last video, I run Prohibition. I can get rid of almost everything that they have, so that's a good thing. If you're scared of one card in particular. Evil Swarms. Evil Swarms ruin agents, like I said, but the good thing about Evil Swarms versus Six Samurais is that there are literally two cards that are affected by this. One of them, three, sorry. Shien and Grandmaster are the only ones on main deck, and if you're running Evil Swarms, I most likely will not be putting this card in my main deck, which is Great Shogun Shien. The reason I run this card is because of the Fire Fists. They can only activate one per turn, and Bear destroys spells and traps. So, and people run a lot of bear, and some people don't run too many gorillas. Gorillas, what gets rid of these. So I mean, if you use your tanky, go into bear, or you're out of gorillas or something like that, and you can only activate one per turn. You can't MST, so there's never any assurance if you want to activate your tanky or your Tensu. There's never any assurance that you actually can get past the back row, which 6 samurais run, as I can show you right now. 6 samurais, loading. 6 samurais run back row. I run double compulse, double back row, and solemn. Zzz. So, all right. So, said Evil Swarms, Ophidian isn't too much of a bother, even though it is 2,550, meaning you can't point for point it with a lot of cards. You can always use a Mizuho or a hand. Dark Worlds. I run literally one dark in my whole deck. Side deck, I run another dark. So I can easily side deck out my Eru because I do main deck one, and I can put in Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Though I am going to be running more than one copy. Now, I'm not saying people should run all these cards. I'm just saying they're very good options for today's meta. So, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror hurts, Soul Drain hurts, DD Crow hurts. Inzectors are ruined by Dino Rabbits. Unfortunately, this deck it doesn't really wreck it too hard. Inzectors, they kind of focus on beating you down. 6 Samurais are more of an OTK deck, so that's not too much of a problem. If they do happen to get out Gigamantis, you're going to have to get out a Shien or a Shogun Shien. Other than that, you can actually, never mind, you can use your Kamen because it is treated as Kamen. As that, you can use a Mizuho. So, actually, I'm not sure. Let me check one thing. So, I'm not sure if you can actually hand it. Contribute ones to set one monster. Let me see. Most cards when this is okay, yeah, you can actually hand this card. So that is very good. So you really just have to get out of hand from Mizuho, and you can destroy Gigamantis, and though its effect is activated, you can get over whatever the card they have because the biggest monster they have is Centipede, which is at 1600. Agents. Okay. These are they're not too bad, honestly. Really, you have to. I don't. Like I said, I can show you my 6 Samurai deck. I don't run too much against them because I honestly don't know what I can do. I do run Rivalry, which can hurt them as far as the darks go. Soul Drain doesn't really hurt them at all, and Soul Taker is really one of the only things I can actually hurt them with. Because if they get out Hyperion, I'm not in a good position, unless of course I can just pop. So, yeah. Mermail Abyss Megalo. This deck doesn't have too much problem getting over Abyss Megalo, and plus Soul Drain is a card. Windups, I have Rivalry, and I have Torrential, and I have Bottomless. Fire Kings, I have Soul Drain, I have Rivalry, I have Torrential, I have Bottomless, I could run Prohibition, I have Soul Taker. Soul Taker, actually, no, that still does whatever, and also I can just use Hand or something and then try to OTK. Gravekeepers do literally not too much, actually. They do stop your Anishi, unfortunately. They do stop your Gateway from returning to the hand, which kind of sucks, but other than that, they're not going to be doing much, and 2000 is nothing that I can't get over. Light Pulsar Dragon represents Chaos Dragons, Soul Drain is a card, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is a card, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry this wasn't as thorough as Agents, but this is all I think it needed. So, thank you for watching. Bye.